Alright, now a lot of people, I think, are so accustomed to having other people do something for them that they're afraid to try something because they're afraid to break it. But unless it's really old or unless it's unique, get out there and try it. Pull something apart, let it break. All it takes is for you to try it, to learn. Guess what? If you're planning on somebody else fixing it, you're already going to spend that money anyway. So if you could get the parts and you could try and fix something yourself, if you could get the parts and you could try and fix something yourself, you might as well do it. And heck, if it breaks, you need to take it in and get it fixed. So I recommend people that are worried about trying this, try this. I've never done this before. I'm going to, and I hope it works. So let's cut your pipe. When you cut your pipe, what you want to do is you want to have similar lengths all the way through the pipe. Alright? You want to have exact lengths all the way through the pipe. It looks professional, looks cleaner, it looks like you know what you're doing. People have a lot more respect for you when you do something like that. I was running low on time, so not all my pipe lengths are the same. Now this stuff, this cement and primer, this is called a chemical weld. So what this is going to do is this is going to have a chemical reaction with the PVC that essentially melts it to wherever you're putting it on. Alright? This stuff is nasty stuff. If you get this on your hands, it's going to tear your hands up. You'll see a lot of guys that get it on their hands, they don't care. They work with it a lot. But this stuff will tear your hands up. So what we've done is we've cut our pipe up. It's all ready. So now we're just going to give it a sand. Get all the extra little burrs off there. And what I like to do is I like to set up what I'm doing in the order I'm going to do it. So that way I don't really lose track of my parts. You know, and now what we're going to do, so it's good to put your gloves on. This stuff's harsh enough, it will eat through a lot of gloves. So you may want to check with your hardware store or check with the gloves. A lot of gloves come with a package that say what they're going to do or what they're resistant to. Now this stuff, if you've never used this stuff before, don't be scared. On the package it comes in, you can get a pack like this that comes with both the primer and the cement. The package will tell you how to do it. It's fairly easy. So I'm going to go with the directions on the package so nobody's yelling at me over the internet, because that's always fun. We got that sanded. Had a little bit of rain out here yesterday, so we're going to get the burrs and the dust off the ends there. Get this ready to go. Alright, so we're going to do a primer inside and out. And if you can get your primer nice and thorough all the way around and the same length, again, people look at that and they automatically think this guy knows what's up. This guy knows what he's doing. Then we're going to put it on, same thing, on where we're going to put this pipe. Alright, then we're going to take our cement, We're all in there. Alright. We're going to put it on. Quarter turn. And hold it. You're supposed to hold this for 30 seconds, but you'll feel it. It'll hold pretty good. I'm going to hold this as long as I can because this tube is going to build up a lot of pressure. See? And I'll show you that little drip right there that's going down. People are going to look at this guy and think, he doesn't even know what he's doing. Truth is, half the time I don't. So, now we've got that. Alright, a lot of people like to, do the primer and cement on all their fittings and then be done with it. It's faster, it's more efficient, it's also safer. Let's say what I'm doing is I put this stuff on and then I stop and I go to do something else and I'm moving this pipe around and I hit this and I get it all over myself. That's going to burn. Anywhere it touches, it's going to burn me. But today we're going to do things a little different. I personally like to do one by one, that way I don't lose track. Well, at least with the project this intricate, I like to do things one by one, that way I don't lose track of what I'm doing. So now we're going to take our Teflon, we're going to do a layer of Teflon. A little bit of rain out here, so we're going to take this gate valve, we're going to dry it off. You want to make sure, if this was out, that there's nothing in there, because whatever's in there is going to be stuck in your pipe and it's not going to be coming out until you have to pull it apart. Now I did thread it here because, like I said, this isn't going to last forever, and it's going to be nice because these will last a long time. So it's going to be nice because I can take this and I can, if this part of this contraption breaks, then what I can do is I can replace this with metal, and piece by piece I'm sure everything's going to start breaking and I can replace it with metal. Now this is going to last a long time, but since I don't know if this is going to work, I'm going to try it with the cheapest and go with PVC. What you're doing on some of this stuff, we live in an age where you don't have an excuse to not try, because you can literally go on YouTube, you can go on, there's so many video websites, so many outlets, Google, all sorts of things. You can go look up and you can see people's mistakes, you can see people's successes. There is no excuse whatsoever why you shouldn't at least try. Another little tip that I've learned, these bottles, you want to be very careful where you're getting this the primer and the cement, because when they get in the lip here or in the cap, they'll continually stay there. It's kind of hard to clean it up, and when you're carrying these to go store them, or where you're carrying these wherever, they drip. people, when you go to the plumbing section or the air compressor section or the electrical section or whatever section that has some sort of threaded anything, when you first go there, it's going to be daunting because you're going to see slip to FPT, slip to MPT, slip to NPT, slip to GHT. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff, and that's hard to keep track of when you don't do this on a daily basis. So what we want to do is we want to have this check valve so the water cannot go in this direction. So we're going to have the arrow going down towards our pipe. So again, don't be afraid when you go into those plumbing sections or what have you. Don't be afraid when you go into those plumbing sections to, one, ask questions. Two, realize the people you're asking questions to probably don't get paid enough to know what they're talking about. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some good hardware store employees. There are, but a lot of times there aren't. Also, just know that what we're using here, when I say slip, it's a fitting that just slips right onto the pipe. So it's not going to have any threads. It's going to be nice and smooth in the middle. And when I say slip to thread, it's going to have a slip, nice and smooth part that slides on, and a thread, a part that screws on. Alright? Section. We're going to pull it all apart. Nice part is if you put this all together, when you are at the hardware store, you're not going to be missing parts. So you can get, I got 10-foot lengths of PVC, but if you get smaller lengths, you can put this together in the store and see what it looks like, so you're not missing anything. Again, we're going to clean all our cuts. Another thing about this pipe, when you cut it, you want that cut to be clean and straight. If you look at it and it's coming down, if you look at it and it's coming down at an angle, any which way, then it's not straight. And having it straight will help to ensure that it's properly sealed. But I've seen some crooked stuff before, and it's held up. Like I said, don't be worried to screw up, especially with something cheap like PVC. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the neck. Your time's worth a lot more than this PVC is. But if you screw something up, It's not going to be that big of a deal. Now, also, quick tip, the reason I like setting this stuff up is if I take this and I put this here where it does not go and I chemical weld it, that's it. I gotta go back to the hardware store, take time out of my day, go back to the hardware store, get a new tee, get a new pipe, cut it, whatever, and then I gotta prep it, figure out where I was at and everything. So that's why I like setting this stuff up in line. So I've got all this stuff here. This connects to this connects to these in this order, this connects to these in this order. Alright, and then we'll go to the next section and keep on going from there. If I screw this up, that'd be pretty ridiculous because it's like Legos. The directions are right in front of me. So now what we want is our other check valve. We want the flow to be able to go upwards. So this arrow is going to be pointing up, away from the main line. The opposite of this other check valve. ram pump. This is going to be really cool. So I'm going to shut these gate valves and we're going to test it.